I'm in the Old Rag parking lot at the base of Old Rag Mountain. This is on the eastern side of the Blue Ridge. I'm just outside of Shenandoah National Park. This is a very large parking lot. The Old Rag hike is probably one of the most popular hikes in the entire park. This is all part of the parking lot here. Next week, the 4th of July, this place will be insane. Over there is a white building. That's the check-in station with the rangers. That's where you pay your fee to get into the park. The elevation here is about 850 feet, and we're gonna start the hike going up this road up the base of the mountain, and 99% of the people will continue on up the road to hike up to the summit of Old Rag Mountain. But I'm going to veer off and cross the Hughes River to the right, and we're going to make a huge loop. I thought I had hiked all the trails in this area, but I found a couple that I haven't hiked yet. So we're going to go around in a great big huge loop about 10 miles. And the elevation here is 850 feet, and we're going up a little over 3,000. So that's quite a climb. So let's get started. I'm about 6/10 of a mile into my hike, and this is the fork in the road. 99% of people continue on up that dirt road a ways to the trailhead. The Old Rag trailhead is up there a little ways. But I'm going this way, and in a few hundred yards I'm going to be crossing the Broken Back Run and also the Hughes River. I was going to do this hike yesterday, but I decided to wait till today because we've had a lot of rain. I can hear the river down there now. I sure hope I can get across it. So let's head on down there and see. I brought my Crocs in case I need to wade across, but if it's too high, it can be pretty dangerous. So we'll see what it's like when we get down there. Okay, no problem at all getting across Broken Back Run or the Hughes River. The water flow is a lot less than what I was expecting, so waiting a day paid off. I'm on private property right now, but the signs say just stay on the trail and all will be well. As you can see, this is just an old road. So we're going to continue upstream for a ways now. I'm 9/10 of a mile into the hike, and it's been a very gentle sloping so far. My elevation's up to 950, and this is the park boundary. Just behind that sign, there's a tree blazed red. That's the boundary of the Shenandoah National Park. Here's what the trail looks like, and over there's a Hughes River with surprisingly little water in it today. This is really a surprise to me. So I don't think there's going to be any problems at all crossing the river there further up. So I don't know, for the next half a mile to a mile, we're going to follow the Hughes River upstream, and then I'm going to have to cross it and start heading up the side of the mountain to the left. Nice place to sit here and eat lunch. Take a swim. Fish for trout. I'm 1.9 miles into my hike, and this is the turnoff for Corbin Mtn Trail. Most people continue on up that way, but we're gonna go to the left here. I got to cross the Hughes River here, and then it's another 4.4 miles up to the Old Rag Fire Road, up to an elevation of about 3,000 feet. My current elevation is 1170, so got a lot of mountain to climb. But first things first, got to get across the river. There's the trail heading up the side of the mountain. As soon as you cross the river, if you go to the right, there's this nice camping area. So there's a fire pit for an illegal fire. But if you take a look around, this is a large area. It's heavily trampled. There's hardly any vegetation on the ground. But there's lots of trees here. You could pitch a tent right there, no problem. Plenty of trees to hang your hammocks from. Over that way is Corbin Mtn Trail that I just got on. And right there is the Hughes River. So I'm going to mark this. This is a nice camping spot and easy access to the water. And from the Old Rag parking lot, it's only about a 2-mile hike up to here. And maybe, I don't know, only 500 feet of elevation climb. So nice little area. Still climbing Corbin Mountain. I'm 2.3 miles into my hike. I'm up to 1,340 feet elevation. And when you get to this fork in the road, if you go to the left, that takes you over to a little waterfall, but then the trail just stops. So that's not actually the trail. If you look over here, you'll see this tree's blazed blue on this right-hand side. So you want to go to the right, I guess. That's where I'm headed now. And go on up what looks like a ravine further on up the mountain. So I guess this must be the trail. Go to the right. Here's one of the big tulip poplars. A lot of blown down trees in this area, but that big boy is standing tall. .93 miles into my hike. Still climbing the mountain. I'm up to 1,820 feet elevation. And there's a tulip poplar even bigger than the last one I showed you. This part of the park's got some really big tulip poplars. Here and the next hike over, which is Old Rag Mountain. I think the biggest ones are over at Old Rag, but this one right here is pretty good size. .4 miles into my hike. I'm up to 2,000 feet elevation now, and this is where the Corbin Mountain Trail crosses one of the feeder streams that goes down and dumps into the Hughes River. I've already crossed it. When you're up in this area though, be careful. It's not very well, the trail's not very well marked. The blue blazing is few and far between. But there's the feeder stream. I just crossed it. And this is the way I'm headed. On up the side of the mountain, and I'm at 2,000. I got to get up to 3,200 feet or so. So I got quite a bit more climbing to do. Five miles into my hike, I'm still climbing the mountain. Woo-wee! Sitting on a rock, taking a break. Here's a trail where I just came from, coming up the side of the mountain. Whew. The elevation here is 2830, and I've got to go to about 3,200. So, after I catch my breath and drink a little water, I'm going to keep on trucking up the side of the mountain that way. I'll let you know when I get up to 3,200 feet elevation. I'm 5.6 miles into my hike, and I'm up to 3,000 feet elevation. Now, after looking at the map and the location of the fire road that I'm going to, I don't think I'm going to have to climb to 3,200. I think it looks like I'm going to follow about a 3,000 foot contour line where I am now. So 3,000 feet's about the peak elevation. There's where I came from. Take a look around. It's like a jungle up here. Here's where I'm going. And here's the rest of the mountain above me. But I don't think I have to go up there now. Getting back around to where I came from. So for now, I'm gonna I think it's about another kilometer from here to the old Rag Fire Road. I'm gonna try and go ahead and hike that kilometer because I think it's going to be fairly flat at 3,000 feet elevation, and then it's about 12:30 now. If I get there by 1 o'clock, when I get to the fire road, I'll stop and take off my pack and eat some lunch. .1 miles into the hike. The elevation here is about 2985. And here's the intersection with the Indian Run Trail. The Indian Run Trail goes off that way, on up the mountain some more. Here's where I came from. And it's another according to the signpost, it's another 6/10 of a mile to the old Rag Fire Road. So we're going to keep on heading this way until we get to the old Rag Fire Road. I'm 6.7 miles into my hike, and the elevation's 2970, still roughly around 3,000 feet. And there's the Corbin Mountain Trail, and here's where it runs into the old Rag Fire Road. This is, I'm going to go over there and sit on that rock and eat some lunch. Here's old Rag Fire Road coming down from Skyline Drive, and after I eat lunch, I'm going to head on down the side of the mountain this way on this fire road. This fire road's in really good shape, so it should be pretty easy hiking. I think I have about a half a mile to hike on this, and then I've got to turn left on another trail. I forget the name of it, but I'll let you know what it is when I get there. But for now, I'm going to go over here. It's just a little after 1, so it's been a long hike up here. 6.7 miles. And so I'm going to rest, get some water, eat some lunch, and then head on down the mountain on Old Rag Fire Road. Okay, it's about 1:30. I ate a quick lunch, nothing special. And for the first time in 6 miles, I'm hiking downhill instead of uphill. So the long climb is over. This is the old Rag Fire Road. As you can see, it's in great condition. And I have not run into anybody, not one single hiker, the entire time, except when I first left the Old Rag parking lot at the very bottom of the mountain. I hiked along with some people up to the first turnoff, and of course everybody else is heading up to Old Rag. Me, I'm taking the road less traveled up here. So I've got about a half a mile to hike on this fire road, and then I'm going to turn off on Corbin Hollow Trail. So I'll turn the video back on when I get to Corbin Hollow turnoff. .3 miles into my hike. I'm down to a 2810 elevation, and this is the old Rag Fire Road, and we're going to turn left here. This is a turn off to the Corbin Hollow Trail. So I'm going to follow Corbin Hollow Trail for several miles down the side of the mountain until we get to the Weekly Fire Road, Weekly Hollow Fire Road. So here we go down the side of the mountain on Corbin Hollow Trail. Heading down the mountain on Corbin Hollow Trail. I'm 7.6 miles into my hike, and I'm down to 2,600 feet elevation. I can hear Broken Back Run off to my left, but I can't see it yet. Here's the trail where I'm going. Broken Back Run's down there somewhere. We'll eventually see it. And over there on the other side, you can see the other side of the canyon over there. So, starting to drop elevation at a pretty good pace. And for now, I'm going to keep heading down the side of the mountain here on this trail. I'm 8.9 miles into my hike. I'm still coming down off the mountain. The elevation here is 1,740 feet. And this is where the Corbin Hollow Trail crosses Broken Back Run. There's a look upstream. Got a cross right here. I may just go across on this tree if it's not totally rotten. Here's a look downstream. So for now, I got to get across here. Can't really hop there either, because see that moss? That stuff's really slippery. So we'll either do the tree here or maybe in the stream bed. I'm 9.4 miles into my hike. I'm down to 1,520 feet elevation. And this is a little tricky here. This is where I came from, down this way. And it's not marked at all. Oh, wait a minute. I see a blue blaze over there now. But you have to cross back over Broken Back Run right here. So, anyway, you've got two times you have to cross this run. And then should run into Weekly Hollow Fire Road down there just a little ways. I'm 9.4 miles into the hike. I'm down to 1,530 feet elevation. And this is where Corbin Hollow Trail runs into the Weekly Hollow Fire Road. So this is a major road here because it's a lot of the old rag hikers use it. So we're gonna turn left and head this way. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Old Rag Mountain, 1994. The parking area is not shown on this map, but you park in the Old Rag parking area. Old Rag Mountain is probably one of the most popular, if not the most popular, hikes in Shenandoah National Park. And so there's a large parking lot over here to the east that accommodates a couple hundred cars and has porta-johns and a ranger check-in station and all that sort of stuff. So you park there, and from there you can either come up this road and you can head up this way and go up to Old Rag, or you can turn right like I did onto Nicholson Hollow Trail and follow the Hughes River. When you get to here, you enter Shenandoah National Park. So this first part of the hike is on private property. But starting here inside the park, you follow Nicholson Hollow Trail upstream to here, and then you turn left onto Corbin Mountain Trail. Now this first section of the trail, it's an uphill climb, but it's very gradual. As soon as you cross the Hughes River and get onto this Corbin Mountain Trail, things start getting real steep. So what I did, and also this trail was not drawn on this map. I sort of penciled in where I thought it went, but these X marks are where I actually went. Okay, I penciled it in based on a Potomac Appalachian Trail Club map, but the real route is following these X marks. Okay, I did them as I went along to keep track of where I was at. But anyway, this is a nice hike up through here. It's a very isolated. It's a wilderness area, and never ran into anybody the whole time. So anyway, you follow this on up. When you get up to about here, you're up to 3,000 feet elevation. The parking lot was at about 850, so it's quite a climb up to here. And then it just sort of levels off until you get to here. Now here's where Corbin Mountain Trail runs into this fire road here, which is called Old Rag Fire Road. Now this is where I ate lunch. Then start hiking down the side of the mountain to here. The fire road continues on down this way, but I turned left onto this Corbin Hollow Trail. And you follow this trail down the side of the mountain. Now it's fairly steep too, but of course going downhill on the return trip's a lot easier. So you just follow this down here, and then you cross Broken Back Run here, continue downhill, and then you cross Broken Back Run one more time here, and then right here is where it runs into Weekly Hollow Fire Road. And I took a couple of pictures of Weekly Hollow Fire Road. It's very wide, it's very well maintained. The Park Service obviously uses it for things. It's about a mile or a mile and a half back down here. You finally leave the park. You get back on the paved part of the road, and you come down here and you follow this out to the old Rag parking lot. So I haven't looked at my GPS yet. It was a pretty long hike. I originally estimated it at 9.1 miles, but that doesn't include the hiking from here out to the Old Rag parking lot and back. And also you can see from, this, I took up extra distance here with the actual route versus my guesstimate as to what that route looked like. Let's see, the datum for GPS is NAD 27, and if you use a magnetic compass, you have to account for 11 degrees of western declination, and each contour line on this map is 40 feet. And that's the hike for today.